In the grand tapestry of the cosmos, where stars are born and die in breathtaking nebulae, the Galactic Empire reigned supreme. An amalgamation of countless species, it held sway over a myriad of planets, each a cog in the vast machinery of its dominion. Among these worlds was Terra Nova, a verdant planet on the galaxy's fringes, where humanity had etched out a modest existence under the Empire's watchful gaze. Terra Nova was a jewel of natural beauty, with sprawling forests and crystal-clear oceans. Its human inhabitants, resilient and adaptable, had forged a life amidst the stars, far from their ancestral home. They lived in harmony with the planet's native flora and fauna, their society a testament to human ingenuity and spirit. The tranquility of this distant world was shattered when an imperial decree descended upon it. The Empire, ever hungry for resources, had set its sights on a rare mineral found in Terra Nova's crust. The extraction would bring devastation, threatening the delicate balance of the planet's ecosystem. Protests erupted as humans and native species alike stood in defiance against the Empire's edict. Amidst this turmoil, tragedy struck. A young human child, innocent to the galaxy's harsh realities, became an unintended victim of an Imperial patrol's aggressive actions. The news of the child's death rippled across Terra Nova, turning grief into a burning rage. The incident, a stark symbol of the Empire's callous disregard for life, galvanized the human population. Word of the tragedy spread like wildfire, transcending the vast distances between stars. Across human colonies, from bustling space stations to secluded outposts, the story resonated, stirring a deep, primal call to action. Humans, often seen as minor players in the galactic arena, found a new unity in their shared outrage. Leaders and visionaries, driven by the memory of the lost child, began to mobilize. Secret meetings were convened, messages exchanged through encrypted channels, and plans drawn with meticulous care. The humans of Terra Nova, supported by their brethren across the galaxy, prepared to challenge the Empire's might. They knew the path ahead was fraught with peril. The Empire was not just a political entity, but a behemoth of military power. Yet, in the shadow of their loss, the humans found an unshakable resolve. They were not just fighting for revenge, but for the right to a future where their lives, and the lives of their children, were not at the mercy of an indifferent colossus. As Terra Nova's forests whispered with the winds of change, the humans set their sights on the stars. Their mission was clear: to show the Galactic Empire that even the smallest voice, when united in purpose and spirit, could echo across the universe. The stage was set for a confrontation that would etch itself into the annals of galactic history, a testament to human courage in the face of unfathomable odds. With the tragic loss on Terra Nova igniting a spark of rebellion, the human colonies across the galaxy began to stir. News of the child's death had not just spread sorrow, but it also awakened a shared determination. The incident became a rallying cry, a symbol of what was at stake if the Galactic Empire continued its unchallenged reign. In the depths of space, on stations and planets far from Terra Nova, humans convened in secret. These gatherings were a mosaic of humanity's diversity: scientists, soldiers, diplomats, and ordinary citizens, all united by a common cause. They shared the pain of Terra Nova's loss, and in that shared grief, they found an unprecedented solidarity. Strategists and tacticians, many of whom had served in various capacities under the Empire or in private ventures, began to outline a plan of action. Their strategy had to be cunning. For what they lacked in sheer force, they needed to compensate with ingenuity. The discussions were intense, with every scenario meticulously analyzed and every potential resource accounted for. Technologists and engineers collaborated across light years, pooling their expertise to enhance their existing arsenal. Ships were retrofitted, weapons were modified, and new defensive systems were devised. Every factory and workshop in human space worked tirelessly, their efforts now infused with a sense of purpose that transcended their usual undertakings. Amidst this flurry of preparation, the human leaders initiated covert communications with other species. They knew that the Empire's tyranny was not exclusive to humanity. There were others who suffered under its yoke. These diplomatic overtures were fraught with risk, but the potential rewards, an alliance of multiple species against a common foe, were too significant to ignore. As the human colonies braced for conflict, tales of individual heroism began to emerge. Pilots tested their limits in newly outfitted spacecraft, engineers devised groundbreaking technologies under tight deadlines, and soldiers prepared to fight not just for human territory, but for the principle of self-determination. Amid these preparations, a symbolic act of defiance took place. A message was broadcast across the galaxy, a declaration from humanity to the Galactic Empire. It spoke of the child lost on Terra Nova, but extended its narrative to include every injustice, every act of oppression imposed by the Empire. It was an announcement that humanity would no longer stand as silent witnesses to their own subjugation. The message resonated not just among humans but across the galaxy, reaching the ears of countless beings under the Empire's rule. It sparked debates, stirred sympathies, and in some quarters ignited a flame of rebellion. As the human colonies finalized their preparations, the galaxy watched with bated breath. A storm was gathering, one that promised to alter the very fabric of galactic politics. The humans, once perceived as a minor and disparate species, had emerged as a beacon of resistance. Their next steps would be into the unknown, but they stepped forward united, their resolve as strong as the steel of their ships and as fiery as the stars that guided them. The first strike was a testament to human ingenuity and resolve. Far from the bustling trade routes and heavily patrolled sectors, a hidden fleet of human ships gathered. These vessels, modified in secrecy, bore the marks of numerous worlds, each one a silent vow of retribution for the child of Terra Nova. The target was an Empire-controlled mining colony on the edge of the Tenebris system. Not the most fortified or significant in terms of resources, but its symbolic value was immense. It was here that the Empire had first encroached upon human space, igniting decades of silent resentment. As the human fleet emerged from hyperspace, the element of surprise was total. The Imperial forces, confident in their supremacy, scrambled to respond. But the humans had not come merely to skirmish. They came to make a statement. The battle was swift and brutal. Human pilots, who had trained in simulations and secret flight paths, navigated with precision that bewildered their opponents. Ground troops, deploying from dropships, utilized guerrilla tactics honed through years of living under the shadow of the Empire. Their objective was clear: disable the colony's defenses and communication, not to hold the ground but to demonstrate their capability to strike at will. As the mining colony's distress signals went silent, a message was broadcasted across the system, echoing the declaration made days earlier. It spoke of the child of Terra Nova, of the unity of human colonies, and of the end of passive submission. The galaxy listened, and the narrative of the conflict began to shift. News of the attack spread like wildfire, igniting a spectrum of reactions. Some saw it as a brazen act of aggression, others as a legitimate strike against an oppressive regime. Among the Empire's subjects, it stirred something deeper, a whisper of hope, a glimpse of a force willing to stand against the might of the Empire. The Galactic Empire, rattled by the audacity of the strike, responded with predictable fury. Fleets were mobilized, with orders to quash the burgeoning human rebellion. But the humans were not idle. Intelligence networks established in the shadows began feeding information on Imperial movements, allowing human forces to evade, intercept, or engage based on strategic advantage. This was no longer a series of isolated skirmishes. It had evolved into a full-scale conflict, with humanity demonstrating a level of coordination and determination that took the Empire by surprise. Each engagement, whether won or lost, was a lesson, a chance to refine tactics and deepen the resolve. Amidst this burgeoning war, stories of individual valor emerged, pilots saving comrades at the last second, engineers improvising solutions under fire, medics braving battlefields to tend to the wounded. These tales, shared across the human network, became as much a weapon as any laser or missile. The humans, once underestimated, had shown that they could strike with precision and vanish into the void. The Empire, with its vast resources and legions, found itself grappling with an adversary that refused to be pinned down, a foe that fought not just for territory, but for a cause that resonated across oppressed worlds. As the galaxy watched, the echoes of war rippled through its star systems. The conflict was not just about the fate of humanity, but about the very nature of power and resistance in the cosmos. The humans, driven by the memory of a tragedy, had ignited a flame that promised to burn across the stars, challenging the darkness of tyranny with the light of defiance. While the galaxies buzzed with the skirmishes and strategic tussles of the newfound human empire conflict, a more subtle yet equally pivotal operation was unfolding. A covert team of human operatives, selected for their exceptional skills in espionage, stealth, and combat, embarked on a mission that could potentially shift the balance of power. Their target was a remote Imperial outpost, nestled in the shadow of a nebula, where the Empire was rumored to conduct surveillance and intelligence operations. The outpost, a hub of data and secrets, held information that could expose vulnerabilities in the Empire's seemingly impenetrable armor. The team's approach was a masterclass in stealth. Utilizing a ship with modified emissions to mask their approach, they navigated the treacherous terrain of the nebula, evading sensors and patrols. Their ship, appearing like just another drifting piece of space debris, closed in on the outpost, unnoticed amidst the cosmic dance of stars and asteroids. Once in range, the operatives, donning specialized suits that shielded their signatures from detection systems, embarked on their daring infiltration. They moved through the outpost with the precision of shadows, bypassing security systems and neutralizing threats with non-lethal efficiency. Their goal was not destruction, but extraction of data, of knowledge. The heart of the operation lay in accessing the outpost's central data core, a labyrinth of information guarded by layers of security. The team's hacker, a prodigy in electronic warfare, navigated the digital defenses, unraveling protocols and firewalls with a symphony of keystrokes. The data they sought flickered on the screen, a treasure trove of communications, fleet movements, and crucially, the locations of key strategic assets. With the core's information siphoned into their encrypted databanks, the operatives prepared to exfiltrate, but their presence had not gone unnoticed. The outpost, now on high alert, buzzed with activity as Imperial forces scrambled to respond. The team's exfiltration was a race against time, a thrilling escape through a maze of corridors and hangar bays under the relentless pursuit of the Empire's forces. Their ship, once a silent specter in the void, now roared to life, its engines blazing a trail through the nebula as they evaded pursuit. The operatives' return journey was fraught with tension, the weight of their mission's success hanging in the balance. Back among the human fleet, the data they brought was a beacon of hope and strategy. Commanders and strategists pored over the information, deciphering patterns and plotting their next moves. The revelation of hidden Imperial supply routes, vulnerable outposts, and potential allies within the Empire's domain sparked a flurry of strategic planning. The operation, while a mere whisper in the grand cacophony of the galactic conflict, was a testament to the human resolve. It showcased not just their capacity for direct confrontation, but their prowess in the arts of stealth, intelligence, and subtlety. The data obtained not only offered a tactical advantage, but also served as a morale booster, a demonstration of the Empire's not being as invincible as it seemed. The war was evolving, and with each passing day, the humans, bolstered by their successes and hardened by their losses, were writing a new chapter in the annals of the galaxy. Their fight was no longer just a struggle for survival, but a testament to their indomitable spirit. A declaration that even in the vast, uncaring cosmos, the will to resist, to fight for a better tomorrow, burned brightly in the hearts of humanity. The momentum of the human resistance, fueled by their strategic victories and the vital intelligence acquired, was building towards an audacious climax. The human forces, now seen as a formidable adversary, set their sights on a target that was both symbolically and strategically crucial: the Imperial capital planet, a bastion of power and a testament to the Empire's millennia-long dominion. The capital was a fortress, surrounded by layers of defense mechanisms and fleets of warships, its skies illuminated by the continuous transit of military and civilian vessels. Its surface was a sprawling metropolis of towering structures, a hub of political power, and a symbol of the Empire's unassailable strength. Human strategists knew that a direct assault on the capital would be folly. Instead, They devised a multifaceted plan to destabilize the planet's defenses and create an opening for a surgical strike. The operation was to be a symphony of coordination, with every unit playing a crucial role. The first movement of this symphony was a series of feints and diversions, executed across various sectors to draw the Empire's fleets away from the capital. These maneuvers, carried out with precision, sowed confusion and forced the Empire to redeploy its forces, thinning the protective ring around the capital. Simultaneously, a coalition of human and allied forces, including those from species who had suffered under the Empire's yoke, began their approach. They navigated through lesser-known hyperlanes, a route derived from the recently acquired intelligence, converging on the capital from multiple vectors to further complicate the Empire's defensive response. As the fleets neared the capital, specialized units embarked on crucial missions to disable the planet's defense networks. Teams of hackers, using a combination of cyber warfare and physical infiltrations, targeted communication hubs and sensor arrays, aiming to create a blind spot in the Empire's surveillance. With the stage set, the main human fleet emerged from hyperspace, a declaration of their defiance and resolve. The ensuing battle was a spectacle of strategy and courage. Human ships, though outnumbered, utilized their agility and the element of surprise to outmaneuver the Empire's defenses. Ground forces, including elite units and volunteers from various species, launched simultaneous assaults on strategic points within the capital. Their objective was clear: to disable the planet's defense command center and capture key governmental figures, striking a blow that would resonate across the Empire. The battle for the Imperial capital was intense and fraught with sacrifice. Every ship lost and every soldier fallen was a testament to the high stakes of this endeavor. Yet amidst the chaos, the resolve of the human-led forces never wavered. They fought not just for victory, but for the countless lives suppressed by the Empire's rule. As the day turned to night on the capital planet, the unthinkable became reality. The human forces, through a combination of bravery, strategy, and sheer will, achieved their objective. The Empire's bastion, long thought invulnerable, had been breached. The aftermath of the battle was a mix of celebration and solemn remembrance. The victory was a significant blow to the Empire, a sign that its reign was not unchallengeable. For humanity and their allies, it was a poignant moment, a blend of triumph and the heavy toll of their struggle. The fall of the Imperial capital was a turning point in the galactic conflict, a signal that the tides were turning. Humanity, once scattered and subdued, stood at the forefront of a new coalition, daring to challenge the darkness of tyranny with the light of freedom and unity. The galaxy watched in awe and anticipation, for the war was far from over. But a new chapter of hope and resistance had just begun. The fall of the Imperial capital sent ripples throughout the galaxy, serving as a beacon of resistance that illuminated the darkness of despotism. The once invincible facade of the Galactic Empire had cracked, revealing vulnerabilities that many oppressed species had dared not hope existed. Humanity's pivotal role in this monumental victory became a rallying cry for unity and rebellion against the Empire's tyranny. In the wake of the capital's fall, a paradigm shift occurred across the galaxy. Systems, long resigned to the Empire's dominion, began to stir with the winds of change. The human-led victory demonstrated that the Empire was not omnipotent and that unity could bring even the mightiest to their knees. Human diplomats and emissaries, once viewed with skepticism, were now received with newfound respect and eagerness. Alliances were forged, not out of convenience or fear, but from a shared desire for freedom and justice. Species that had remained neutral or reluctantly aligned with the Empire began to reconsider their stance, inspired by the humans' audacity and resilience. The human coalition, aware of the momentum building in their favor, initiated a galaxy-wide campaign to coordinate the uprising. They shared intelligence, strategies, and resources, fostering a sense of camaraderie and common purpose. The movement was no longer just a human endeavor, but a galactic crusade for liberation. Meanwhile, the Empire, reeling from its loss, struggled to maintain control. Infighting and power struggles ensued, as various factions sought to fill the leadership vacuum left in the aftermath of the capital's fall. This internal discord provided the burgeoning alliance with opportunities to further undermine the Empire's authority. As the resistance grew, so did the scale of engagements. Battles erupted across multiple fronts, each victory emboldening the alliance, each defeat reinforcing their resolve. The conflict was not merely a series of military confrontations, but a clash of ideologies, a fight for the very soul of the galaxy. Among the stars, stories of heroism and sacrifice flourished, tales of human and alien warriors standing shoulder to shoulder against overwhelming odds, of spies and saboteurs disrupting the Empire's operations, and of ordinary citizens offering shelter and aid to the resistance fighters. These stories, shared across planets and ships, forged a sense of unity and purpose that transcended species and borders. Amidst this galactic upheaval, the humans and their allies worked to establish a framework for the post-Empire future. They envisioned a coalition where every species had a voice, where decisions were made through consensus and respect for sovereignty, a stark contrast to the autocratic rule they sought to overthrow. As the galaxy edged toward an uncertain but hopeful future, the unity and resistance stood as a testament to the power of collective will. The humans, once isolated and underestimated, had ignited a flame that spread across the cosmos, challenging the darkness of tyranny with a conflagration of solidarity, courage, and hope. The war was far from over, but the path toward a new dawn was illuminated by the shared struggles and dreams of a galaxy united in its quest for freedom. The Galactic Resistance, now a formidable alliance of various species and factions, was reaching a critical juncture. The Empire, despite its internal strife and recent losses, launched a massive counteroffensive, determined to quash the rebellion before it could secure a foothold for a new galactic order. This moment, teetering on the edge of despair and hope, would be remembered as the turning point in the war for freedom. Humanity, at the heart of this alliance, recognized the gravity of the situation. They understood that the outcome of this next phase would not only determine the future of their species, but the fate of the entire galaxy. With the lessons learned from their victories and setbacks, human strategists devised a plan that combined their tactical ingenuity with the unique strengths of their allies. The plan hinged on a series of coordinated strikes aimed at the Empire's key strategic assets, including supply depots, communication hubs, and fleet staging areas. The objective was to disrupt the Empire's ability to sustain its counteroffensive, buying time for the Alliance to strengthen its position and prepare for the inevitable climactic confrontation. As the operation commenced, the galaxy witnessed the prowess and unity of the Resistance. Human pilots led mixed squadrons of Allied fighters in daring raids against Imperial supply convoys, while joint ground forces comprising warriors from different worlds launched surgical strikes on key installations. The diversity of tactics and strategies, informed by the collective experience of the Alliance, created a multifaceted challenge that the Empire struggled to counter. One particular battle stood out as a symbol of the Resistance's determination and unity. On the gas giant Xerxes, where the Empire had a critical refueling station, a combined force of human and alien commandos executed a bold infiltration mission. Their success not only deprived the Empire of a vital logistical node, but also demonstrated the depth of their collaboration and mutual trust. Throughout these operations, the Resistance faced fierce opposition. The Empire, recognizing the existential threat posed by this unified front, fought with ruthless efficiency. Yet, even in the face of overwhelming odds, the spirit of the Resistance never wavered. Their resolve was fortified by the belief that they were fighting for more than just territory or survival. They were fighting for a vision of a galaxy where freedom and justice prevailed. The turning point came when an Imperial fleet, tasked with delivering a crushing blow to the Resistance, was outmaneuvered and decisively defeated in the Battle of Viridian Nebula. Using a combination of guerrilla tactics and coordinated strikes, the Resistance forces managed to isolate and dismantle the Imperial fleet piece by piece, achieving a victory that reverberated across the galaxy. This triumph marked a significant shift in the balance of power. The Empire's aura of invincibility was shattered, and across the galaxy, more worlds began to rally to the Resistance's cause. The message was clear. The Empire was not only vulnerable, but beatable. In the aftermath, the Alliance savored this hard-earned victory, but they knew that the war was far from over. The Empire would retaliate, and the path to freedom would be fraught with more challenges and sacrifices. Yet this victory served as a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of unity and determination. The Resistance, a tapestry of diverse beings bound by a common cause, had proven that together they could change the course of history. The tide of the war had turned. The Battle of Viridian Nebula had not just been a military triumph, it had symbolized the crumbling facade of the Empire's invincibility. Across the galaxy, oppressed systems watched and realized that the Colossus could be brought to its knees. The victory acted as a catalyst, with more worlds joining the Resistance, fueling its momentum with fresh resources, personnel, and a surge of collective hope. The Resistance, now a broad coalition, initiated a series of operations designed to dismantle the Empire's control piece by piece. Each campaign was carefully orchestrated, combining the strategic acumen of human leaders with the unique capabilities of their alien allies. This strategy of coordinated multi-front assaults stretched the Empire's defenses thin, exposing critical vulnerabilities. One after another, the Empire's key sectors began to fall. Strategic planets, once bastions of imperial power, were liberated, their populations rising up in support of the Resistance. The liberation of these planets wasn't just strategic victories, they were symbolic triumphs, eroding the aura of fear that had long empowered the Empire. The Resistance's advances were met with desperate counterattacks, but the shifting dynamics had imbued the Coalition's forces with a resilient determination. They were no longer fighting a rearguard action but leading a charge toward a future they believed in, a future they were shaping with every victory. Amidst these battles, the Resistance worked to build the foundations of the new order they aspired to create. Governance councils were formed, comprising representatives from all contributing factions, to lay the groundwork for a post-Empire galaxy. These councils focused on ensuring that the transition would be as peaceful as possible, emphasizing unity, justice, and reconstruction. The Empire, now on the defensive, struggled to adapt to the rapidly changing landscape. The loss of key territories not only weakened their logistical and military capabilities, but also their ideological grip on the galaxy. The once unquestioned loyalty of their subjects wavered as the possibility of a different galaxy, free from imperial rule, became increasingly tangible. The climax of this galactic upheaval was the siege of the core worlds, the heart of the Empire's territory. The Resistance, leveraging all their amassed strength and strategic insight, launched a decisive campaign. The battles were fierce, with the Empire marshaling its remaining forces to defend its stronghold. But the momentum of change was unstoppable. When the dust settled, the core worlds were free, marking the definitive end of the Empire's reign. The once mighty giant had fallen, its dominion over the galaxy shattered. The Resistance had achieved what was once unthinkable, not merely defeating an enemy, but dismantling an entire oppressive regime. The aftermath of the Empire's fall was a time of tumultuous joy, mixed with the sobering task of rebuilding. The Resistance, now the architects of the new galactic order, faced the challenge of transforming their coalition from a wartime alliance into a peacetime governance structure. The task was daunting, but the sense of shared purpose and the bonds forged in the crucible of war provided a firm foundation for this new beginning. In the aftermath of the Empire's collapse, the galaxy found itself at a historical crossroads. The vacuum left by the fallen giant presented both a monumental opportunity and a daunting challenge: to build a new order from the ashes of the old, ensuring the mistakes of the past were not repeated. The newly liberated worlds, each with its own culture, history, and aspirations, embarked on the delicate process of forging a shared future. The Resistance, now the architects of peace, played a pivotal role in guiding this transition. Humanity, alongside its allies, found itself in the unfamiliar role of peacemakers and nation-builders. The establishment of the Galactic Council marked the first step toward this new horizon. Comprising representatives from across the liberated territories, the Council was a testament to the galaxy's newfound unity and diversity. Its first task was to draft a charter of galactic rights, enshrining the principles of freedom, equality, and cooperation that the Resistance had fought for. Planets that had once been battlegrounds began to heal. The scars of war gave way to the construction of new cities, the establishment of trade routes, and the exchange of knowledge and culture. The galaxy was experiencing a renaissance, fueled by the optimism and energy of its liberated peoples. Humanity's role in this transformation was celebrated, but not without introspection. The war had revealed both the best and worst of what humans were capable of. As they contributed to the galaxy's reconstruction, they too reflected on their own society, striving to embody the ideals they had fought for. However, the path to a stable and just galaxy was not without its hurdles. Differences in ideology, culture, and interests led to debates and disagreements within the Galactic Council. The remnants of the Empire, though scattered and diminished, still posed a threat, clinging to the shadows and stoking the flames of dissent. Amidst these challenges, a sense of interstellar solidarity began to emerge. Joint initiatives in trade, defense, and exploration were undertaken, fostering a sense of shared destiny. The arts and sciences flourished, with humanity and its allies contributing to a vibrant tapestry of galactic culture. As the galaxy navigated its way through the complexities of this new era, the memory of the child from Terra Nova remained a touchstone. It was a reminder of the fragility of peace and the cost of freedom, inspiring a collective commitment to nurturing the delicate balance of this new dawn. The Galactic Council, in one of its first acts, declared a day of remembrance for all who had been lost in the struggle against the Empire. Across the galaxy, beings paused to reflect, honoring the past while looking toward the future with determination and hope. As the galaxy embraced its new era, the importance of reflection and remembrance took center stage. The Galactic Council, representing the diverse tapestry of the galaxy's civilizations, declared the establishment of the Memorial of Stars, a space dedicated to commemorating those lost in the struggle against the Empire and celebrating the unity that had emerged from shared adversity. The memorial, located on a neutral planet adorned with natural beauty, became a symbol of the galaxy's journey. It featured monuments, gardens, and archives, each telling the story of the conflict, the resistance, and the subsequent peace. It was a place where individuals from across the galaxy could come to remember, learn, and find common ground in their shared history. Humanity's contribution to the memorial was profound. They shared not only their tales of bravery and sacrifice, but also their culture, art, and vision for the future. The memorial included a section dedicated to Terra Nova, the planet where the tragic loss of a child had ignited a spark that eventually burned down an empire. It served as a poignant reminder of the war's origins and the price of complacency in the face of tyranny. The galaxy's new dawn was not without its challenges. The remnants of the Empire, now fragmented and leaderless, still lurked in the shadows, plotting to reclaim their lost power. However, the unified front presented by the Galactic Council and the shared resolve of the galaxy's people acted as a bulwark against these threats. Economically, the galaxy began to thrive as trade routes were re-established and new partnerships formed. Technological and cultural exchanges led to rapid advancements and innovations. Humanity played a key role in this renaissance, leveraging their ingenuity and spirit of exploration to foster interstellar cooperation. Socially, the galaxy was experiencing a transformation. Prejudices and stereotypes that had once fueled division began to erode as different species worked, learned, and lived together. The Resistance's legacy was one of unity and diversity, showing that collaboration and understanding could overcome even the deepest of rifts. The Galactic Council initiated the Starlight Initiative, a program aimed at aiding worlds still recovering from the Empire's rule or the war's devastation. Humanity, alongside their alien allies, was instrumental in these efforts, sharing resources, knowledge, and most importantly, a commitment to mutual support and solidarity. As the first anniversary of the Empire's fall approached, the galaxy prepared for a commemoration like no other. Across worlds and stations, beings paused to reflect on the past year's journey. It was a moment of collective gratitude for the peace achieved and a reiteration of their commitment to maintaining it. The ceremonies were both somber and celebratory, acknowledging the losses endured, but also the progress made. They culminated in a galaxy-wide broadcast from the Memorial of Stars, where leaders and representatives from across the Council spoke of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable spirit of a united galaxy. Humanity, once viewed through a lens of caution or indifference by the broader galactic community, had become a beacon of the new era's ideals. Their journey from the tragedy of Terra Nova to the forefront of a galactic renaissance was emblematic of the broader transformation the galaxy had undergone.